It's time to stitch 3D elements for our Twilight Boulevard bench pillow. Today I'm stitching up some 3D elements. There is one main block left to stitch, and these little pennants need to be stitched and cut out before I start this block. We will be tacking these down, and so these need to be ready to go. So I thought, I have two other 3D elements that I need to stitch, so I thought I would just stitch them all together. So these pennants will be out of the gold leather, and then I have two signs, a grand opening sign and a sign that's going to hang from the tree that will be stitched on the white felt. Now these two call for wash away stabilizer. The pennants call for just regular stabilizer, but I can use wash away and stitch these all in the same hooping. For the pennants, it is just going to run a placement. I'll place my leather and tack it down, and then this tack down line actually becomes the trimming line. So any stabilizer that I use, whether it's no-show mesh or muslin or the wash away, will just completely come off because we are going to basically remove that stitching. We're going to cut right on the stitching line. So I'm going to stitch all of these three together. Now there are some additional 3D elements that we will do with the quilt. It's making this little pillow, and then there is a little quilt that is 3D, but those do not have embroidery files. These are just pre-printed fabric that we will sew together and make a tiny mini quilt and a tiny pillow. So I will do those another time. So let's stitch these three-dimensional elements. I've opened my USB and I need to bring in all of the embroidery files, and then we will see what hoop they will fit. So I need the first three. There's the pennants. I'll hit set, go to add, back to the embroidery files, get that second, hit set, add, and the third, and hit set. So I am going to try to see if they'll fit in a 4x4. I was stitching on my 9x9, so I will change this. And it looks like they probably will. I'm going to move that one up. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that pendant or that kind of banner looking one. I'm going to edit and rotate all right, so that looks good. So I'm going to select OK and embroidery. Now I can easily stitch these three completely separate, and that would be fine. It would be easy, but I am going to color group to see if I can get some of the stitching together, since I have black and I will need to put a black bobbin in, and then I have two orange. So I'm just going to try to color group and see if it can do what I want it to do. So if I go to this minus plus needle, you can see that there's several, different groups of color. The blacks are separated, and we're going to try to get those together. So if I go to layout, I will choose these three little spools and select that, and it will group the color. So let's see if it does what we want it to do. So I'm going to go back to this minus plus needle, and now you can see I have one larger black. I do have a little black over here, but I have those two large, probably the text or the outlining maybe, combined together. So let's run through the steps to see if, again, if it's what I want. So the first is going to be the placement of this pennant, that big rectangle. Then it's going to do the placement of this little felt piece. and then the placement for this little banner, and that's fine. I can do all those placements together. The next would be the tack down of the pennant. So I would put my gold leather down and I would tack those down, and then that's all for those pennants. Those are super easy. So that would be done. Then the next step is going to be the tack down of this outer or of this larger piece of felt. Then the tack down of this, that's good. They'll both be in black. Then I'm still on my black thread, so now it's going to do the black lettering for the large sign, the black lettering for the small sign. Then it's going to do the orange text. And it looks like these are the little holes that are going to hold. I think it has twine to hold this sign. Now that's in black. So I have an idea about that, but let's keep going because we only have one more step left. And then it's going to be the orange lettering. Now, looking at this, I am actually going to be doing the same orange. This is the darker orange. This little sign has the lighter orange. And looking at the picture, I love this kind of orangey color that we've been using. But I think on the felt, I'm going to do both in the dark orange. But they are separated by these little eyelets. So what I think I'm going to do is when I get done stitching this wording, it will move to the orange. I am going to come back to my screen. I'm going to skip that because I'll have my black thread and my black bobbin in. I'll skip this and I am going to run the eyelets. I'm not sure why those didn't color group together. I don't know, you know, exactly how all this works, but I can stitch those in the black thread. Then I'll change to my orange thread. I'll go back up, stitch this orange text. When that's done, of course, it'll want to stitch the eyelets. I would have already done those. I can just come skip, and then I will have my same orange, and that's the last step. So I think that worked great, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hoop my wash away stabilizer in my 4x4 hoop, and we can start stitching these out. I have a black bobbin and black thread in, and even though I'm going to be stitching the gold leather, the stitching is going to be the trim, and so no thread will show on that, so the thread color doesn't matter for the pennants. But black is the first and main stitching of the little felt sign, so I already have that in. So let's run the placement. I've taped the leather right over the placement, and it's going to tack that same rectangle down and then run the pennants. So let's stitch these out. Now it's ready to stitch down the felt, and it's going to do both at the same time unless I stop my machine because they are the same color of thread, and so I can just let this run and tack these down. Now the next is the wording, and the directions say to trim this right now because we've tacked it down. I am just going to wait until this is out of the hoop to make it easier. I like to do that if all possible. Nothing else on these go past where they would be cut out, and so I'm just going to keep stitching, and once it's out of the hoop I will trim these. It'll just be a lot easier. All right, so now we're going to start the text. So the next step is the mystery quilt, and it's an orange. So I am going to use my down arrow to skip, and I am going to stitch the little black eyelets. I've put my white bobbin back in and my orange thread, and I had mentioned earlier how I would now go back to the first orange that says mystery quilt and then come back and stitch this, but I'm already on this step, so I'm going to stitch this out. It's our last step, then we'll go back to do the other, but I'm right here, so I might as well just stitch this out. Now that was the last step, and of course it thinks I'm done, so I am going to select OK for finished embroidery. And now, of course, it's ready to start over. I need to get back to that orange, and if I go use the up arrow, it'll just get me to that faster than having to go through all of the placement and tack downs to start. So I will use my up arrow and stitch this last orange text. So I'm done. Of course, my machine thinks I still have a couple of steps, but I'm done, so I can just go home and cancel. Let's take a look. These are really cute. This mystery quilt is a really cute font. It turned out really well. And so I'm just going to take this out of the hoop, and let's look at these. So I have all of this. I think we're done with everything that we need our embellishments for. And this is why I like to not cut them to size, because I have a lot that I can use for something else. Now, just for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just cut this just on the outside just to get rid of all this extra, and then we'll cut it according to the directions. So I'll set that aside. And then these are really cute. So I'm just going to loosely cut these so I can just get rid of all these, all the rest of this, and put that aside, clean that up. And I just need to remove, there are some jump stitches, I'll remove those. And then it's just trimming 1/8 of an inch or so on the outside. And I will cut these threads, and then I guess I could soak the wash away off. Honestly, these are going to be on front of 2 of the blocks. You're not really going to see the backing, so I don't really even think that you need to wash this away. I'm going to cut everything out, and I may just leave it. Otherwise, I have a towel and I could spray it, and we can, you know, get some of that off. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the jump stitches and trim along the outside. So for these little signs, I'm not going to take the stabilizer off. I don't think you can see it. They're going to be right up against, you know, part of the block, and I'm just going to leave it. So these are done, and I wanted to know how easy it was to trim when they're out of the hoop. It's just so much easier. All right, and I could use bigger, you know, scissors to make it a little bit smoother. So those look great. Now these little eyelets are going to have twine. We'll, you know, put a needle through and put that up, as well as this. So I'm going to set these aside. These will be put on at the very end when our quilt is completely done. So I will put those in a little packet so I don't lose those. Here are the little pennants, and I had mentioned earlier, I talked about cutting on the stitching, and actually the directions say to cut just inside. If we cut right on the stitching, all these little holes might be visible on, you know, on the pennant when it's cut out, and so we're going to try to cut just to the inside and cut these, and then we'll be ready to stitch our last block. So I can just take this and trim. I think what I'll do is probably trim just the sides. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to trim all across the top first. Okay. And then I'm going to just trim down each side. Kind of again towards the inside. Okay. And now I'll take little scissors and just do the same thing. So I've just cut so you can't see any of the stitching because I've cut it all off. It is messy, but that way these get to be exact. So now you can see that when I've cut that, the stabilizer comes out, so I didn't need to use anything other than wash away and do this all at the same time. I think it would be silly to do this little tiny rectangle with its own stabilizer and its own hoop. So I'm glad that worked out. So there's those, and I will finish these up. Now you can see on this one maybe that there on this edge I can see a little bit of the holes. I didn't get it quite you know, to the inside. I'm gonna take just a little bit off. Again, in the scheme of things, you'll probably never see it. And if hopefully I can get that straight, and that just cuts those little indentations off. All right, so now we've got all of these ready to go. With these pennants, we can start our cute little quilt shop.